Chris. I'll go with that. Say things.
Hi. I'm here and live and hope this doesn't make it back to the great leader, because if it does, we're screwed.
Okay, it's working.
But here we are.
Working?
Yeah.
Holy shit, boys.
Holy shitballs.
Well, that certainly was a cluster chuck of epic proportions.
Epic proportions.
Every piece of gear in the studio that has Apple on it just shit the bed. And so, yeah, we had to completely...
Crap the duvet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just shit
Duvet
all
is
over the
soiled.
bedspread, and
Yeah.
subsequently, we didn't get to do this. Assholes.
How are you?
Tim Cook can suck my arse.
Or, how are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Thanks for asking.
Welcome. Finally, it's Wednesday night, and
At 12 after 7.
yeah, we're a bit late.
So close.
Here we are.
Holy shit.
So close, but yet so far.
Unreal. So we're just down to the one camera. Can anybody hear us?
Yep.
It's all working. And thank
Yep.
God for Pro Tools. Anyhow,
Don't worry, they're next.
yeah. Oh no, I hope not.
Shh. Calm dog.
We don't have any cool graphics.
Calm dog. Easy.
So we have to say hello to our sponsors. Our sponsors. Our sponsors. Boucher Guitars. Levy's Leather Straps. Yes, G&G Music.
Yes, sir.
Citadel Music. Reed's Music in Mount Pearl. K&K. Best pickups ever. Gallagher Guitars. Recording King. New stuff coming from them. Actually, it's here now. Alvarez Yeri, St. Louis Music. Thank you so much for coming to see those. We're going to see those guys into the month in Nashville. They're coming all the way from London, England, to be with me and shoot some videos. And Yamaha, Canada, damn.
Can you say?
James Martin Instruments, Ireland. Kilkenny, Ireland. Close Guitars, right on. Cody Guitars. My custom electric is ready.
Oh, is it?
I just have to go get it. If I
All
ever
the way
have
to
time.
Elmsdale.
Yeah, if I ever have
Or
time to ever
Enfield.
go there.
Yeah.
Orangewood Guitars, Audio Sprockets, D'Addario, The Arc, Apollo Picks, Tone Right, Epiphone, Gibson, Blue Chip Picks,
And
Tone Slab
Tone slab.
is on board, boys.
But are they just for left or for righties?
No, well, any pick, all picks are. You pointed that out tonight. And it's like, yeah, but who? There's how many
Are you
few?
saying who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
I feel personally attacked.
There's so
I feel. Yeah.
there's so few.
I'm going to
left-
call PNC.
There's so few left-handed guitar players that
Fine.
play that need a beveled pick. It's not even funny. And lastly, but not least, our brand new partner, Brickhouse Guitars in Kitchener, Ontario, Roger Schmidt, is now on board with us. And yeah, so
There's exciting things happening.
it's just been this all the time that we've been away. Holy crap! There's just so many things going on. It's just
You seem a little scattered by it all.
I am. I really need to drink more.
Shh. Calm dog. Little Caesar Milan helps every once in a while.
So, this leads us to
So you'll have to sing the intro music tonight, John.
Oh.
You'll have to sing it. I don't have access to it.
what intro music?
String theory.
Oh yeah. Here's John and Chris. Whatever. Okay.
Hey. Okay.
So,
Hey.
The
High five.
enthusiasm, I can feel it. It's contagious.
All right. Here we are.
Capo Corner.
Capo.
So
Capo. Capo.
that's for a dobro.
Yeah, I know.
So we're gonna.
Capo.
That's the capo Dan Crary gave me.
Yeah.
So we're
Capo.
Shub.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just
Capo.
another shub of the wheel.
Yeah. Capo.
Banjo. Okay. So we're gonna
Capo.
Kaiser.
Mando.
Mando Kaiser.
Yeah.
So we
Capo.
shub.
Yeah.
Banjo shub.
Yeah.
So we're
Capo.
Planet Waves. So tonight on
Capo.
Capo. Old brass shub. So tonight
Capo.
on Page.
different?
So tonight on
Capo.
Kaiser Black.
Yeah.
So tonight we're gonna
Capo.
lightweight shub, aluminum.
Yeah.
So it's
Capo.
lightweight black shub. So tonight on
Capo.
a fancy wheel capo shub.
Yeah.
So we can
Capo.
I'm not sure you have enough capos.
Jim Dunlop,
Capo.
Kaiser Gold.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna talk a little bit about what's happening on Capo.
Yeah.
Corner.
Capo.
Shub.
Yeah.
And yes.
Capo.
Kaiser.
All right.
We're done? Did we make it?
Attaboy. Calm
Right
down.
on capo pile.
Capo. You have far too many capos.
I have far too many guitars.
Yeah.
So
You don't play them all at once, you know that, right?
Yeah.
You can only use one capo at a time.
Just don't lose my dobro capos. I never know
No.
what that thing is. Yeah, so capo corners. There's so many things happening. I'm probably going to forget half the things I'm supposed to say tonight. Number one is Brickhouse guitars.
Yes,
now,
number two.
Brickhouse has been a part of my career for at least 20 years. I then got David involved with them, and Roger became David's Stonebridge / FERC supplier for a decade. David's now playing one of the new guitars. So to make a long story short, and it's going to be in the reviews of the instruments I have from them. Roger developed guitars that FERC built, and he built them under the Stonebridge name, and that deal went away. And so now he's designed two more separate guitar companies. One called Bridgeport, one called Avenir. And they're the low to mid to super high end guitars. And I have two of the Bridgeports here that I'm going to review, and later on a couple of the Avenirs. Dave is playing an Avenir. It's ridiculously good. It's the best sounding guitar that I've ever heard him play on stage ever. Even Miles Goodwin. We
Loved the sound of it the other night.
It was
Saturday
incredible.
night. Yeah.
It's incredible. It's one of the best sounding guitars plugged in
It
I've ever
sounds
heard.
like a Dave Gunning guitar.
It does. It's the best sounding guitar I've ever seen him use on stage. And his Stonebridge and then his Loudon that he uses, like those are fantastic guitars. But this thing is just in another world.
Yeah.
So I have two of the Bridgeports here that I'm going to review, and one of them is a little maritime thick. I set it up and strung it.
It's acclimatizing
It's
itself.
acclimatizing, and it's going to require further setup, which is actually one of my favorite. Well, not my favorite one of the two, but one of my favorites. But we're going to get into that in the
It
coming.
actually is understandable considering the construction of the guitar with the cedar top,
Exactly.
right?
So there's a lot to be done there, and to get them up and get them reviewed and show you what Roger Schmidt is doing now. But I can tell you one thing right now is that I was just at that shop last week, and myself and Robin Boucher and everybody was in there. Roger's sort of becoming Gruen North. That's the type of shop that
He's got a
Brickhouse is becoming.
stable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you walk in there, you see Boucher, you see FERC, you see Avenir, you see Bridgeport, you see the high-end Normans, high-end Godad, like rare guitars that you don't see in an L&M. And
Why is Siri talking?
Apple's trying to kill me tonight.
Apple's doing a good job.
Yeah.
At
So-
first glance, really nice guitars, the Bridgeports.
I can't wait to review them, and he has a proprietary sensor pickup in them that we actually have one that we're going to try out. I can't see switching from K&K, but we're going to try it and see how it works.
All interesting stuff.
They sound really good on these particular guitars, so there's nothing. There's just all goodness coming from that side of the fence.
Good news stuff.
Another thing that happened today that I feel I have to talk about is received a phone call like not even 4 hours ago from one of the people that was one of the biggest influences in my entire life, called from California. Dan Crary called me today out of the blue. And just to see how we were after the hurricane and he just turned 83 years old. He's still touring, still playing.
I didn't realize he was that old.
Yep, he's 83 years old, and he's still out playing. He just played the Walnut Valley Festival in Kansas, where I met him at Winfield, where the flat picking competition is, and he's the only one left living of the people that started that festival that was at the first ones. He was the father there this year. Byron Berline has passed away, and John Hickman's passed away. So it was pretty awesome. I was fairly humbled that he thought enough to even just pick up the phone, and he wanted to know everything that we were doing, and he told me everything he was doing. He had just finished. They had toured through Kansas and Texas. He's 83 years old, and he has other health issues that make COVID really dangerous for him. He's never had COVID yet, so he told me, if hopefully someday we'll be able to get together, and he's telling me that all his people and his family all lived to be 100, and
he's got good genes.
he probably will live to be 100, and
he's out dodging the hurricanes.
I hope he does, and it suddenly was it hit home for me, because I was watching on Facebook today another company that people talk to me on here all the time about is Pre-War. That guitar company that builds the pre-war style distressed guitars. Well, they just came out with a whole line of Norman Blake guitars, and there was a video on Facebook today of them presenting him at his home with these, right? And he was blown away, because they're really awesome guitars. They're $5,000 guitars, but they're worth. There's a tremendous amount of science involved in them, and it just hit me like Dan and Norman are the last. That's it. Everyone else is gone, right? Tony's gone. Doc is gone. There was so many guitar players, those. Well, really, there wasn't. There was only four or five of them, right?
Yeah.
So we're down to Dan and Norman. Those are the last two of the old guard that directly influenced every flat picker that exists. Yeah. Right? So, yeah, that was pretty special. So, talking to Dan today, Tone Slab.
We're enjoying one right now. With your right hand. Well, it's in your left hand, but...
So I'm going to tell you about these. They've been talking to us for weeks, and we were making fun of the name, because it is a pretty cool name, Tone Slab. Funny. They sent me 3 of them.
It lends itself to brevity.
So this pick, this pick's now in my pocket, because right now it's my favorite pick, and I'm going to tell you why. So we have Blue Chip on board. We have Nick Monin at Apollo, and we have these. So the beauty of this situation is, so you have Blue Chip. Blue Chip is a pick that's nearly impossible to wear out. It sits somewhere in between this and Nick Monin's for tone, right? So you have the Blue Chip, and there's just no way around it that they're great. But also they're the prime tones, the Jim Dunlops that are virtually the same. They're the same kind of pick, right? They're just really, really good picks. Nick Monin at Apollo, in my opinion, he makes the most accurate facsimile of an actual tortoiseshell pick that you can buy. If I really can't see being able to tell the difference between an Apollo pick and a real tortoiseshell, and
it's that close.
It's that close, and it's because of that shell click,
right,
that you get with real tortoise,
right.
Nick's
that
pick,
you're only going to hear in certain recordings.
Yeah,
right.
Nick's has those
in certain players. Yeah.
This one, Tone Slab, is like a combination of the two. It has none of the shell click, but all the tone. It's fat, warm, fast, right? Nicks are tone, realistic attack sound, and not quite as fast, not as slick, like a real tortoiseshell pick, right?
So what is it that makes it not as fast?
Because the material is it's so imitative of tortoiseshell Nicks picks, right? That they're not very fast. They're very abrasive. Like they're not fast. It's a biological compound tortoiseshell, right? So it's the more you wear it, except Nicks picks wear perfectly.
Right.
Apollo picks wear perfectly. There's no degradation. They don't break. They don't chip. None of these do, right? This thing here, it's like a combo. It's like it's got the best of all
tone,
all the best of all worlds. It has no shell click. It's solid tone and it's warm as hell.
So by shell click, you're talking about the little chirp that the pick
This.
gives. Yeah. But an Apollo would give you more.
Gives you more of
chirp.
more authentic tortoiseshell sound, right? Which is why I love Apollo picks. They're just like playing tortoise.
I love that sound.
The beauty of this is that it's got that silent attack like a blue chip, but it's brighter.
Yeah.
The blue chip is a real dark pick, right? So as far as I'm concerned, you're looking at the holy trinity of flat picks. You got
picks,
these.
yeah.
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
They fit perfectly together. There's your tone slab, fat, no attack noise. You've got I got one sitting right there.
Yeah.
There's one of Nick's tortoise shells, which is not tortoise at all, but it's just exactly like tortoise. It's got the attack sound. It's got tone. It's bright. Then your blue chips, they don't have any attack sound. They're just tone, but they're not as bright as these. And so you've got a great selection of picks in those three companies, right? And I will still to this day reach and get like a brain pick, one of those heavy orange nylon picks, or a Herco, because they're so fat and warm. They don't have the speed and rejection that these have. When you run that thing across the strings, it just bounces right off of it.
What struck me with this pick right away, and it's probably because of the color of it.
Right. You see the
Is
bevel.
the profiling just stood right out, and I said to JP, like, that's for right-handers only, right? Because it's like how can a left-hander do that?
Yeah, if a left-hander turns it down, the bevels are
but
backward.
you don't see that on most picks, but you just saw it on this, and I looked at how consistent it was.
Yeah, they're really well made. I'm so impressed with that, and I'm impressed with all of them. I think there's no need of killing animals to have great plectrum. There's just no need of killing them. So, or even using if they die naturally, leave them be. We don't need to do that anymore. Anyhow, we got 30 minutes into the fucking show.
Apollo.
Not one question.
More like 50
Apollo,
ball.
blue chip, tone slab.
Tone slab. Yeah, so tone slab's the real deal, boys. It took a while to get here. They lost the first shipment. Canada Post lost it. Finally got them in, and supplies.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. And thanks to everybody down there. Those guys are doing great work, and Apollo does great work, and Blue Chip, of course, which is Blue Chip was sort of the foundation of the idea that you could create a pick and charge a ton of money for it. They're $60 a piece.
Yeah.
But they're worth it. They'll
like the
last
old
you
days.
years and years and years.
Well, and they're not going to snap on you like
And they're
a
not going to
tortoiseshell.
snap it like a tortoiseshell. And you're not going to have to worry about getting caught with them illegally and all these other things, right?
Yeah.
So these companies are really important. So if I was you and you're a flat picker, I would try all three of these companies and see which one suits you the best. I personally Jesus
Turn the thing
Christ,
off, would
boys. It's Miles Goodwin on the phone, folks. Miles Goodwin trying to call me back from the Song Circle the other night. He was inducted into the Casino Nova Scotia Music Hall of Fame.
What a great show.
Yeah, it was incredible. Anyhow, just we could spend 3 hours just talking about what's happened since we saw you
Been
last.
off for like a month.
Yeah.
So,
Where have we been?
I don't
working
know.
in a
Everywhere.
hurricane.
Everywhere. All over the goddamn place.
No power.
It's so nice.
No power.
No power for
How
10
did you make
days.
out in the hurricane?
Well, we lost half a part of a tree, and that's it.
Some
Where
shingles.
were you?
I was in Ontario.
That's
yeah,
right.
You worked at you had no problem.
Yeah,
You
I was
stayed in
on-
Ontario.
I was
You were in Ontario. I was in Ontario
with Boucher.
Right. I was in Ontario at work.
I was trying to call you.
Yes.
Because I was wondering if there's any way you could get to where I was so we could get drunk. And
Yeah.
you couldn't.
I couldn't. I was working.
And I was here.
And
In a
Ginger,
hurricane.
you and Susie were here manning the forts,
Yes.
as it were. Our generator
All right.
girls.
So let's get
The first,
busy.
let's get the first Kirsten.
First, Kirsten goes to. I'm sorry, there's no, what do you call graphics and fancy bullshit. We're just like by the seat of our fucking pants here because everything failed.
It's old school tonight.
Old school
Taking it
tonight.
old school.
What's the first Kirsten?
Well, the first question is not actually a question. It's just Stephen Baker with a
course.
super chat that says first.
Oh my Jesus Christ! Cool.
Do you have Epsom salts in that tub tonight?
I think he does.
you
It looks a bit cloudy.
The picture
The
he
water
sent-
looked a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he
He's
spilled
got
his
I'd like to know
orange
if the support board has any kind of
thing to keep it from
yeah,
sliding.
like does it slide left and right, or does it just slide up and down the
Are
tub?
we going to find out someday that he electrocuted himself while watching our show?
I think he's on batteries, so really all he could do is dissolve his toenails. If worse came to worse.
I wouldn't want to get thrown in the bathtub with a lithium battery.
Oh no, it'll be
be
fine.
fine.
Are you
It'll
kidding
be fine.
me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's he gonna burn?
All his hair off. And part of his
He's
cap.
already like Dr. Evil. He doesn't have any
He's
hair.
got hair down to his
like
asshole.
A giant Duck Dynasty beard.
He looks like Duck
I
Dynasty.
stuck up for you, Sudsy. I stuck up.
I love you, Baker. Okay, who's next?
I got a super chat from Mark Smith.
Mark Smith, back again, buddy. Nice to see you.
He says, "Welcome back."
You know, wow.
It has. I got a super chat from Colin Dolan.
Colin Dolan.
Hey, Colin.
Great to see you back, JP. Do you ever play bass?
Oh,
All the
all
time.
the time. All the time.
You carry a bass player all the time, even if you don't have a bass player.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah. No, I'm a avid bass player. I matter of fact, on my 19 records, there's only one of them that had bass players on it. Mm-hmm. Two of them.
You had a few guest
Three.
stand-ins. Yeah, you had some stand-ins.
But not the whole album.
No,
right?
You mostly did
So
it yourself.
another morning, I never played. Oh, sorry, I'm lying. I played bass on one cut, the most complicated one. The fiddle set was me on the bass. Mm-hmm. Now the work is done was me, Dave, and Jamie Gaddy.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the back of my heart was me, Jamie Foles, and Ed Wordsworth.
Somewhere in the back of my cold, dark
Back in
little
my
heart.
cold little heart. And the other 16 records, it's all me.
Yeah.
I actually love playing the bass. It's sitting right over there.
Your bass
I'll tell
lines
you
are
how
so
much-
complex, though.
That's how my hero was John Stockfish,
Mm-hmm.
right? Lightfoot's original bass player, not Rick Haynes.
Yeah.
Before Rick. And Stockfish was a jazzist. He was
Melodic
a jazz
bass player.
player.
Yeah.
So he, like those early recordings, hard to beat.
Yeah. Because
And
Dave has even mentioned to me before that your bass lines are complex bass parts because they're so melodic.
Yeah.
They're not.
I try not to stay on ones and fives. And you're a bass player.
No, I'm not.
Well, you are.
No, I'm not.
You can. I've seen you play bass.
Yeah, but it's a different story. It's a technical.
I know, but
Yeah.
you understand the instrument because
Yeah.
you can play it. You sat here and played with me, so it's bass. Bass is an underrated part.
If it's done right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's underrated about how much it actually carries something.
Well, especially melodic bass.
Right.
When you,
if you're not doing ones and fives, and you're always looking for the substitution, or looking for the off time thing, the hook of a whole song could be in the bass line.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what John Stockfish proved to me when I was a kid, because he had hook lines in his bass parts.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's how I learned to play the bass. That's how and plus I'm a guitar player, so that makes it, I cheat even more.
It's easier, yeah. Right? Well, and that's what's so funny and entertaining at the same time, to see you and Dave together in a situation like Saturday night for Miles's induction. When you were playing, Dave automatically
played bass
on his sixth string for you. Yeah.
Yep. And another, I guess, so another one of my favorite bass players. Well, I have a couple. There's John Stockfish. Mm-hmm. Now I'm well aware of people like Jaco Pastorius, and like I understand that they're gods, right?
Yeah.
Not any interest to me because I'm not interested in being a soloist. I'm interested in being in a band. So my favorite bass, besides John Stockfish, take a guess, a wild guess.
Victor Krause.
No.
Oh.
Not even close.
No? Okay.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
I love him.
But let's put stand-up aside.
All right.
So it's Victor Krause and Roy Husky Jr. and his father, Roy Husky.
All right.
Were the best upright players in the fucking world, in the history of man.
Yeah.
Who do you think my favorite electric bass player of all time is? And you won't get this.
Well, then I won't.
Because you don't like the band.
Oh, I know.
Beatles.
You hate the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, can we even? We shouldn't say.
Sure, yeah. Paul McCartney.
Really?
Paul McCartney is the most brilliant bass player that I've ever heard.
I never would have gone there. I never even would have gone there.
And it's because his line, every single bass line he did in the Beatles, was completely unexpected. He played melody lines on the bass that made no sense as a bass player, but they carried the whole band, right? All of the weird chord changes.
Somebody had to.
Well, come on now. And so, my second, after that, again, we're talking another Brit. And this is the guy that I really wanted to bring up was Mr. Gordon Sumner.
Yeah.
Sting.
Yeah,
right?
Sting. Yeah.
And here's the amazing thing about Sting. Sting is not a bass player. He's a guitar player, right? A really good one. And that's how he approached the bass. Yeah. Right?
It was functional to the band that he played the bass.
But that's how he looks. Yeah. When you watch him play, he does this, but he also plays it like a guitar with his thumb going down and his fingers going up.
Yeah, in a finger-picking style.
Yeah, you see him finger-picking the bass all the time. And the amazing thing is... The amazing thing is
just happened?
That the chair's noisy.
The chair's almost letting go.
The amazing thing is that where was I going with this?
I don't know. Something about fingerprinting.
Gray lady down. The amazing thing is that the tone don't change.
The tone was great.
The tone was awesome on that.
I'm just impressed it took like 20 minutes to get off the rails.
The tone when he changes from this
to
that doesn't change. Guitar player. That's a guitar player's skill, right? To be able to do that. So there's your questions answered about bass, and
we're enjoying.
Chris is enjoying everything about this right now. Okay, next.
We got a question from Eli Patrick.
Eli Patrick.
I was thinking Eli Patrick earlier.
I love that kid. I see him every day on Facebook.
I was wondering what kind of pick he uses.
Yeah, well, he probably uses a blue chip or real tortoise. If you can find it down in Kentucky, that's easy to find down there more than we
Eli Patrick, he brings water to my eyes.
Yeah, a lot of things do.
Yeah. How you doing, Eli?
So he says, hey, everybody. One of the guys in my band is a great lead singer, but he's having trouble learning harmony. How could I teach him how parts work in a way that would make sense?
Jesus.
Ooh.
Okay, well, the easiest way to do it is and this is really tedious and horrible, but it's the only way to do it. Is sing. You have to teach him what a third is. So you have to sing the major scale. Da 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 da, and stop every note. Stop and show him where that note is.
Where the
Three
third
notes
is.
away.
Yeah.
So if you start at da, he goes da, and the way using a scale is because you're both going to move exactly the same.
Yeah. And it's the easiest interval.
It's like a
to recognize.
Yeah, and it's like a round.
Yeah.
So you're going da 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 da, and he's going da 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 da. So he's going up at regular major intervals, and so are you. And so that's the hardest thing to teach somebody is the baritone part, which is the part below, which doesn't move anything
No.
like the third.
No.
And it's the best part.
Once he nails the third, you move on to the fifth.
But the thing about it is, if you get two voices together in thirds, and you hear the other person put the baritone in below the lead, it starts to make sense. And the baritone part is the prettiest part. That's where all the great chords are made.
Another thing,
right?
To sort of help him out and give him some, I don't know, some study material or to help make it make sense. Go back to like the Carter family stuff and early stuff like that, where it was so simple and so broken down that you can't miss it if it hits you in the face.
The only problem with that is that they didn't stay on thirds all the time.
No, but there's
They
plenty
went
of
to
that
fifths.
in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's
There's
all
a lot
there.
of it
The
in there,
building blocks are right there, and it's dead simple.
Or another old one you could listen to would be Bill and his brother Charlie. Bill and it's Charlie Monroe, right? Yeah. Bill. Prior to the Bluegrass Boys, Bill Monroe and his brother had a duet. Another one. Oh Jesus, the Louvin brothers. That's another group that they were in thirds most of the time.
Yeah.
You have to listen to harmony to understand it.
Yeah.
Right.
Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers
Would be a prime example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that's close 3-part.
Any 70s production, basically.
Right. But you really have to listen to bands that featured their harmonies, because if you listen to records like commercial records where the fucking vocals are way the hell back there, you can't tell. You see there's 3-part harmony, but you can't hear what's really going on.
You need that 60s, early 70s country production to really hear it stand it.
The Osborne brothers.
Yeah.
There's nobody better, but there's a problem with that too, because Bobby, they stacked it lead, baritone, low tenor.
Oh yeah.
Bobby, the highest voice, was the lead on top.
Yeah.
So that's not very good either.
It's
backwards. So you gotta find people, preferably
stay simple.
preferably
Just stay simple.
duos.
Yeah.
Like Chris said, that's the way to really hear it, and that's the way the Carter family was.
Yeah.
It was just Sarah and Maybelle singing 2-part with AP. Like, he couldn't sing with a shit.
Yeah.
He was horrible. He just sang some weird bass baritone. He was on drugs or something.
Jackie, what's going on?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's
What's
for
going on,
attention?
pal?
Doggo.
Good boy, Jack.
Yeah.
Boy, buddy.
That's a great question, Eli.
But that's the way to do it.
Go old time, brother.
Practice major scales in harmony.
Yeah.
And just, if he can sing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, he can sing harmony.
And even just see where he is, and you go under him by a third, if that helps it take off.
Yeah.
Right?
So because it's so easy to remember that.
Yeah.
You're going to go da 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 da, and you look at him and go, now you're going to start 3 notes away and go da 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 da. And if he can remember that, he's going to climb in a third right with you. And then when that is all music is
it's
muscle
the
memory.
foundation.
It's muscle memory.
The third is the foundation block, though, right?
It's all muscle memory, and this is a muscle memory.
Yeah.
So and hearing it is a muscle memory.
Yeah.
So when you start to hear it, how they lock together and step up and down, back and forth.
Well, and a fifth is just another third.
Right.
So you got to learn the third first,
Yep.
and then you can stack on to that in thirds to get the harmonies.
Like I can sit here and sing all three parts, right? So if you were singing da 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 da, so the baritone is da 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 da. That's what I mean. That's what I mean about the baritone. The baritone doesn't move in the major scale.
Right.
It moves in really weird ways, and sometimes. So if the lead is here and the tenor's there, the baritone's here, right? They're going up together in the same interval. But sometimes the baritone will climb up three and stay to make that bottom note while these two go away.
Yeah.
And then it jumps over one and goes up,
Because
right?
the baritone will go third, fifth.
Right. Yeah,
And
exactly.
It'll go 3/5.
Yep.
And it'll alternate between there. So that's a level of complexity.
It's the prettiest part.
Yeah.
It's where all the great chords are made.
Yeah.
Is that baritone part singing a substitution. Not the note it's supposed to sing, but singing a suspended or a drop
Because
suspended,
instead of being a third down, it's going to be basically a fifth up over the top.
Right.
Substituting.
Yeah. It's if you can get the thirds, the baritone will fall in place. And once you lock that in, everyone's ears start hearing it. You have to get it to happen though. So good luck with that.
Good
That's
luck.
the best.
Hey, and go.
Yeah, and do it. Hi Jack. What's Jack doing? He's all sad.
Yeah, what's going on with Jackie?
Yeah, I can need some cuddles.
Okay.
We got a super chat from Jim Waller.
Jim Waller.
Hey,
No
Jim
guitar
Waller.
questions yet, but I need to hear the tale of your alien abduction and how things have been going. Looks like things have been exciting and busy. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, there's not much to tell. We've just been between touring, recording, hurricanes,
Yeah.
and so many things going on inside YouTube
Late
world.
summer has been like
Yeah, it's just
crazy.
incredible. Just incredible. So many things going on with my partners, right? Like Boucher is on fire. Levy's. I'm just going to quickly do a mini plug here. So Levy's has sent us
it's a beaut.
absolutely gorgeous straps that we're going to give away. And they're a huge supporter of ours since the very beginning. I can't thank them enough.
Made right here in Nova Scotia.
Right here in Nova Scotia, right up in Antigonish for the most part. They have factories elsewhere, but that's the main one right here in the province. Citadel Music moved. They went from one building to another in Halifax.
One
Gallagher,
major street to the other major street.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gallagher is on fire. They're now working with George Gruen, to put out basically what's going to be. Remember the old Tacoma guitars?
Yep.
Gallagher's going to take over that design
And do it. Yeah.
for George Gruen, right? Plus, I'm playing at Gallagher Guitars. I'm fixing to do a major trip down to the States, and I am performing at Gallagher Guitars on the 4th of November. So if you're anywheres around there, 4th of November, Gallagher Guitars, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, that evening.
About 25 minutes out.
Yep.
30 minutes outside of Nashville.
And on Halloween night, I'm playing the Station Inn with Gareth Pearson. That's going to be deadly. That's going to be some show. Like I just can't. Well, I
It'll
love
be
Gareth.
a show.
This is
to
the
go
man,
down
of
for
course.
the
Yeah,
ages.
this is the man who wrote Adrenaline Rush. He's out on the road constantly with Tommy Emmanuel right now. So he's just playing his ass off. I'm scared to even get near him. I catch fire.
Me too.
Also, Recording King, their newest offer just landed on the step yesterday, and it's killer. That's all going down. There's a new amp, VHT amps, that they're sending me that I played through at Brick House that is incredible. They're going to send me one of those. What else is going on? Yeri Alvarez is meeting me in Nashville. We're doing a major video shoot there for them. They're coming all the way from London, England. Chris Meikle and all the boys coming down. We got Yamaha I'm about to start. I'm stopping in Toronto in November to do the Yamaha 440 series. It's like a video series they do on their artists that goes all over the world. It's utilized by Japan. It's utilized by every region in the world that sells Yamaha. Close Guitars is on fire. Just talked to them a couple days ago.
Not actually on fire.
No,
In a good
No.
way.
In a good way.
in the best way.
Yeah.
Their electric, the reviews I did on their electric is just received with open arms by everybody. They're just doing so good. What else is going on? We got Epiphone Gibson as well. Oh, Recording King. We're meeting them in Nashville as well. Ashley is going to meet me there. Epiphone Gibson. I'm doing something with them that week in Nashville. I'm going to meet
At the mothership.
I'm going to meet Mr. Ladner,
Yeah.
Andy Ladner. We're going to be there talking about everything. And Loretta Lynn just passed away yesterday morning. And I had just reviewed her guitar, the Excellente, right? That was guitar designed for her. And I have one here, and now I will never part with it because I wouldn't have anyway, because it's such a great guitar. And Brickhouse, the Tone Slab. There's just so many things going on. Dave and I are working on our second album right now as we speak. I was just there yesterday recording, going back tomorrow, Friday, Sunday, taking Saturday off because Dave's got a gig. And so it's been just pandemonium.
6 people were bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right.
So there you go.
We have a super chat from Edward Brunato.
Oh,
That's
gotta be
new. That's new.
So,
No way that's
Come
new.
on, Ginger. Come on.
Okay, Edward.
thanks.
Love you, brother.
Yell
What do you
it. Yell it, Edward.
Do K&K Minis pick up sound from just the soundboard or from the back and sides? If so, how?
I would say that they just are picking up the soundboard.
Yeah.
Although, they have such a tremendous translation of the resonance of the guitar.
Yeah. The immediacy is definitely standout in that pickup, which is the bridge plate.
Yeah.
But, like you say, it somehow translates the whole guitar,
the whole
which is
body.
different from.
Yeah.
It's not like we haven't seen that before, really, in a bridge plate pickup.
I can just tell you, I've been doing this for 40 years, and so every undersaddle pickup you put up, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who makes it.
Yeah.
They all sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
Plugged in. And I'm not talking about the pickup quality. I'm talking about the actual sound that comes out of the speaker.
Yeah.
If you close your eyes, you don't know who made the guitar.
Right.
It's impossible. Because they all sound identical.
For a UST, for an undersaddle pickup,
it doesn't matter who makes it. They all sound like.
Let's be clear, that is a piezo pickup.
Yeah.
But it's
under the saddle.
It's under the saddle.
It's under the saddle.
Yeah.
It's a piece of rubber or metal under the saddle. And they all sound identical, except some of them sound worse than others.
Right.
But they don't. But they don't sound like the guitar.
No.
Right.
They give you the presence and the attack.
They sound like.
But they have to be blended with something else to make it sound.
They sound like a facsimile of an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
So K&K, when you put that in.
Yeah.
It sounds like the brand of guitar. It sounds like the instrument that you actually installed
which in fairness is also a piezo pickup.
It doesn't even matter.
It's a piezo element.
Because it's not in the same place.
No. It's on the bridge plate.
It's attached to the bridge plate, attached to the living surface of the guitar where it's vibrating.
And it translates the whole guitar.
It's not being crushed under a piece of bone with 100 pounds of pressure on it. Right? Yeah. That's why piezos, USTs sound like shit. So, K&K is like, I just can't say enough about what I have them in every guitar I own. Yeah. And there's guitars here that I've come across or been sent or whatever, and some of them have USTs, Fishman's, Bags, I don't care. They're all coming out. I'm going to rip all of them out, and Chris puts K&K in them, because there's just no point for me anymore
and we've
to even attempt
Yeah.
to use a UST because they sound so bad to me now that it's impossible
Well,
to
you
deal
can't
with,
use
right?
a UST alone and have
No.
a good sound. You need, in order to use an under saddle pickup, you need a dual system,
a mic,
with
yeah.
a beam or a microphone to back it up and to blend
Yeah.
it. The K&Ks, we've had one failure, and it's a mechanical failure in the
Yes.
jack,
Yep.
which you're always going to have at some point,
Yep.
because it's the only
Moving
truly
part.
moving part
Yeah.
that, and the wear
It has
part.
nothing to do with the pickup
Right.
either. It's just a connection at the switchcraft
Exactly.
joint, right?
Yeah.
So,
And that's a good point. They use switchcraft jacks.
Yep.
Which
is a very
old
important.
school, yeah,
Yeah.
it's the way to go. It's a good part. Yeah.
And if you're talking about dual source systems, the only dual source system that I've ever heard that sounds like a guitar is the Beggs Anthem, the Pro, the Stage Pro.
Anthem Pro, yeah.
And it's the one that you have to put a hole in the side of your guitar to put the preamp in and the EQ and all that stuff. They're the only ones that sound like a guitar. But it's because the mic system's so good, not because the UST is any good.
But you need
Right?
both. You do need both, because
Yeah.
the microphone has its shortcomings too.
It's feedback prone.
Right.
Horribly.
So for a live performance,
Right.
you do need both.
Yeah.
But then and I love that system, because I have
love it
years
too.
and years and
I
years
love
of experience
it too, but
with
there's
it.
so much to fail with.
Right.
Right.
Because you've got a preamp in there that's two preamps,
And a
one for
battery.
each,
And a
a
battery.
battery, tone control, switches, and it all in time
Is gonna go to shit.
needs maintenance,
All of-
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
K&K, none of that.
Put it in.
There's no battery. There's no preamp. There's no nothing.
And
Put it in. Boom. Plug it in. There's your guitar. Right.
it's, having said that, it's not like the K&K isn't tailorable. You have to listen to the guitar,
yeah.
and you have to
Move
go,
them
okay,
around, whatever.
I'm going to adjust where I put things based on what the top is, what
Yeah.
it sounds like naturally.
Yep.
You can move where you put the three elements based on
Slightly.
experience. Yeah,
Slightly.
slightly. Based on experience to get
You're
the
the
sound
only
of that
person I
guitar.
would trust to do that, and Doug. Right.
Yeah. Doug Sampson.
Fucking Doug Sampson.
Doug Sampson. God damn it.
But the and also, I mean, you also have to realize too that I am an amp man. I've used Fishman amps for 20 years. K&K sound beautiful when they have a proper preamp in front of them, like a Fishman amp.
Yeah.
You can put any preamp on them, and they're going to sound fantastic. They're also going to sound good, hot as hell, going direct into a DI, but it's still not the same world as being able to plug it in there, and you've got 3-band EQ, you get reverb, you get whatever, right?
And the surprising thing with the K&K for us was how hot the output level was.
Yeah. Way hot.
It matches or exceeds an active pickup.
An active battery-powered pickup with a 9-volt
With-
battery.
with no
or
batteries.
2 AA's, right? I don't know if that's more powerful than a 9-volt or what, but
Friday night.
you would be able to tell me that.
Friday night at Miles's gig, before Saturday night's gig that we were all at, we had to go looking for a battery because somebody lost a battery in their pickup
Yeah,
system.
and somebody lost a battery.
Oh, Saturday night.
Miles' battery
Miles Goodwin's
cat.
guitar. Yeah.
Yep.
Needed to be charged.
Yep, and he's got a MySci
Right.
where you plug the
Plug
quarter
USB into it, or
no, you plug
oh,
the quarter
yeah.
inch.
But it's a USB 5-volt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not USB. It's hardwired to the core. It's its own cable.
Right, but it's essentially a USB power supply. It's 5-volt.
Right,
power supply.
right. It's like it's a phone charger.
Yeah.
It's a 5-watt charger.
And it takes
like an
60
old
seconds to
iPhone.
charge a super cap up that
Right.
lasts you for, X
Hours. Yeah.
Right. But that's
But what
incredible. But a
pain in
K&K,
the dick.
a K&K doesn't
Yeah.
need it.
No, none
right?
of that. Right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
The other thing about a under saddle pickup, like a traditional under saddle pickup, they will change over time.
yeah.
And you can disturb them changing your strings.
If you take the
right?
saddle out of the slot,
Yeah.
you have to reseat.
Well,
That's
you got
what
to
they call it. They call
Yeah.
it seating.
Yeah.
And it is the most painful process ever to get the set. If your saddle's not perfectly flat and the saddle slot is not perfectly flat,
Under, yeah.
you're looking at a nightmare trying to get it so that every string is the same volume. That is the biggest problem with USTs.
And
is
I know
volume
that well.
of string,
Right?
yeah. And only certain
Scraping the bottom
techs,
of the slot.
this guy knows how to do it. Doug knows how to do it.
Yeah.
There's a few techs around that know how to adjust saddle contact to
But that type of piezo element in a UST is not the same kind of element that's in a K&K.
No.
The K&K isn't going to move or be affected by
No.
crushing over time.
No. It never gets
or
touched again.
It never gets touched.
Crazy glue, bloop, and then you're done.
Yeah,
That's it.
basically.
Good night.
Good night. Calm dog.
We have a super chat from Stephen Baker.
Something.
He was referencing, I think, the pile of capos from Capo Corner. Dave Gunning left the capos he wore out on his last tour. He goes through so many.
You know, it occurred to me
Jesus.
Saturday night that Dave could save a lot of money if he just order the necks with only like 6 frets.
I know. We're talking to Robin about that, actually. Next.
Super chat from Vince Smith.
Vince, how are you?
I have a Gretsch round neck resonator guitar that has developed a buzz, I believe, in the cone. Any ideas on how to easily resolve it?
You have to take it somewhere to find out if there's a fret pop or the neck is crooked.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a new one, it has a truss system in it. But that's the only thing you do. I mean, I can't give you direct fixes for that.
Yeah, you can't, without hearing it, you don't know
Yeah,
what it
plus
is.
when you're talking about a resonator guitar, there's all kinds of things that can happen with the spider, the bridge. Like you don't know what is going on there, so you have to take it to somebody who can take it apart, find out if everything is intact in the cone, and then decide if the problem's at the neck.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a nut slot worn out or something like that, like this could be anything, but it's probably not a difficult fix. But you have to go somewhere where they can look at all of it.
The name of the guitar gives the problem away. It's called a resonator guitar for a reason.
Oh.
Everything that makes sound
Rattles and
resonates and rattles. That's the
and
that's
it's all
the deal.
metal,
Right? And
Screws,
those
fucking everything.
right
Yeah.
in a resonator guitar, it's especially difficult.
So that's what you got to do. You have to go
you
somewhere.
got to take it to somebody.
You have to go somewhere that you can actually,
Yeah.
take it apart, pull it apart.
I'm
look
sorry.
Look at the whole thing.
Muffin, are we keeping you
Yeah,
up?
you are. God damn it! Now shut up. Next.
We have a super chat from Dearson.
Dearson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes
Hansel?
me hungry for moose.
Hansel.
No, deer.
Hansel.
Deer and moose.
Hansel.
Gretel.
Hansel.
Gretel.
Gretel?
Gretel.
Oh,
Why
dear.
is Jack so sad?
I
He
know.
just said he's tired.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So he says, Devin Dearson from the UP, first time caller.
UP.
UP.
I
What's
don't know
UP?
what UP is.
He's got to comment in and tell us what the
Union
UP.
of Penis. I don't know.
No.
No, it's probably
University of Philadelphia. The
Devin Pearson.
Devin Pearson, the uncle of Peter.
Did you say Pearson?
No.
Oh, what did you say?
Devin Dearson.
Durson. Devin Durson
The Union of...
from the UP. I don't know where the UP is.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't know. Played Blue Chip for a while, but decided to try a Red Bear pick. Nice crisp sound, great feel, but why does it smell like burnt dog shit when new?
Probably because they're made from burnt dog shit.
Red Bear picks.
Red Bear
I'm writing
picks.
that down.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we'll go investigate.
Okay, I'll have to go see if there. Could I have a 12-pack of the burning dog shit picks, please?
Welcome aboard, Devin.
Thanks, Dev. Next. I'm looking those up.
Super chat from Tim Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Bennett. Love you, buddy.
Timothy.
Looks like he's back in India.
Oh.
Boy.
Welcome back. Would love to hear your favorite story from Massey Hall.
At least you played with your fly up.
There was no story. I mean, it's just to make a quick, long story short. I was just there to present Boucher guitars to the inductees, and that's what we did. We presented guitars to Alanis Morissette, David Foster. I'm drawing a blank. anyhow, there was 5 of them. Sorry, it's been a long day and a long month. So yeah, and it went fabulous. It was really fun night, and I got conscripted to introduce Robin to this room. Prior to the show beginning, this room was just filled with everybody in the industry in this room milling about while we're waiting to go in the theater, and I got called out to be the one to introduce Robin and to introduce Boucher guitars to all these people, and it was a magic night.
How did Alanis Moore upset?
Alanis
like her
Morissette,
guitar?
Alanis Morissette is the biggest sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable person that woman is. Unreal. And Jim Valance wrote with Bryan Adams, who was also one of the inductees. Such a nice guy. She was especially. She's the one that stood out to me of all the people I met that night. She was just incredible. The humble, warm, giggling, laughing. She couldn't get over this because she wanted to take it right there, but she couldn't because they have to be shipped to wherever they're. They have to be shipped over to their offices or houses or whatever. And it was just a great night. It was very surreal. And first time I've never been
We
at
were so
Massey.
close, and I
I've never
couldn't
been
be
at
further
Massey
away.
Hall before, and I was dying. I couldn't believe I was standing in that place. Yeah. For me, it's Lightfoot. That's
Yeah.
Lightfoot's
Yeah.
home base,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah. Next.
UP is Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh,
Michigan. Nice.
Upper penis.
Upper
Next.
Peninsula.
We have a super chat from Larry Reindress.
Larry Reindress.
Local Larry. Got your email, Larry?
Boy, I did too.
Cool video.
Yeah.
What would make a guitar better than what's out there now?
What?
In a new guitar, what would make it better than what's out there now?
Who knows?
Is there a way to improve on something, I guess, is what he's asking.
I can't see it.
Something that's missing from guitars now.
What's happened in general? I was just thinking about this today, and actually I think about this a lot. The technology that's being employed today to build guitars is so far removed from Martin and Gibson and the
From traditional.
the people that invented dreadnought guitars. What's happening now is just miles beyond what they did. Like, it's just, I mean, they still build great guitars, but there's 500 companies that are building guitars with this uber technology that allows them to basically build a finished quality guitar for $500, right? And
look on the sofa over there.
I know.
Is, without saying too much, is an example of some of the most, not recent, but the best overall techniques.
Yep.
But not at that price point.
Great example.
Oh,
This.
yeah.
It's a Guild. This is the Bob Marley commemorative. It's mahogany, back and sides, satin finish. This thing is an absolute. It's a cannon.
Look at the back of that guitar.
I know.
The thing I like about this satin finish,
open pour finish.
it is
right?
so open pour.
Yeah.
Listen to my.
Oh, I know. And it's they'll last forever.
Yeah.
It's just
That's what I don't like about
You know
a
what this
lot of
guitar
satin finish
cost?
guitars.
$500.
Yeah.
How
It's
the
dynamite.
hell? I mean,
Dynamite.
it's dynamite, and every guitar you pick up nowadays, it's $500 to $1,000.
Yeah.
Is being built. I'm sorry to say, in Asia.
Yeah.
That's where they're doing this, and it just seems like each year they get better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
And they're able to do all of the luthier tricks over there with computers and machines.
Yeah.
CNC machines. And they're using the smartest, not the best things, but the
Right.
smartest things,
Right.
right? That give you a guitar that sounds like this out of the bag for $500.
So that guitar I saw for the first time tonight,
Yeah.
and for a couple more dollars to upgrade that guitar, new bridge pins,
Yes.
new saddle, new nut.
Yeah.
And it would make a world of difference
Yeah.
on a guitar that
Yeah.
already sounds fantastic for the price point.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, there's no, I can't see. There's nothing that's going to be done from now on.
If you took that guild, did that, put a K&K system in it, you could take it out,
Oh, and will.
and we'll
I'm going
take
to.
it out. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying to you. I don't sit here and just tout these guitars and that's it. These things are on the fucking road with me. I tour with everything in this room, from the $400 Yamaha to the $10,000 Boucher. I've had every one of them out on the road.
What was the one you had this weekend?
I can't mention that one.
No.
Yeah,
But it's here on the sofa.
it's gone. I sold it.
Oh, it's already gone.
I won't mention it. It's a company that I've been asked about before, and I do like them, but they have the worst pickups in the world. So I just
Oh, yeah.
done. Anyhow, next. You just keep looking. If you I don't even know what to say. Like that question's everything that my channel's about. That's what this channel's about. Is that the guitars have reached a level now, where you can buy, and that's what it's. People get offended by it, and I hate that. I'm not trying to offend the Martin owner, or the Gibson owner, or the Gallagher owner, or the Boucher owner. Trying to tell people that you can spend $8,000 or $9,000 now, not 10 years ago. I'm talking about right now, this year, last 2 or 3 years. You can spend $1,000 and get the quality that when we were kids, right, in the 70s, the 80s, 90s even, spend $1,000, you're going to get a guitar that is the quality of something you would have paid $3,000 for in the 70s and 80s, right?
$3,000-$4,000, yeah.
Right. So the guitars that you would want now in that echelon, Martins, Gibsons, they're $6,000 now. Now.
But
in Canadian funds. In Canadian funds.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm telling you. There's so many brands now that are just making,
and different materials that didn't exist back then.
exactly.
Right? Look at the Bridgeport,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Cocobolo
It isn't though. It's Bacote.
or Bacote. Yeah, it's Bacote.
Which is a sustainable Cocobolo,
Right.
right? It's just as gorgeous. It's just not as expensive.
and it
right?
sounds just as good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Easily, handily
So-
whips the shit out of
Right.
anything Cocobolo, right?
So the materials that are around today that weren't around in the 70s, in the 80s, with the
Different
non-line
sourcing.
built Martins and Gibsons,
Yep.
it's such a sliding scale,
Yep.
right? And there's all of these economical guitars out there using the technology of CNC, of better parts that are cheaper, of materials that weren't available, like Bacote back then, or weren't in not available, but weren't in
Look at all
widespread
of it.
use.
Bacote, Bobinga, the different species now being used of mahogany and rosewood. Not East Indian anymore. You know what I mean? Like they're using African mahogany. They're using this is what I'm trying. This is the most important part of everything that we do here. Is that yes, you can go buy a Martin and pay $4,000 or $5,000 for it. And you're going to get a Canon guitar.
Yeah.
But
You don't have to do
you
that.
don't have to do that anymore, right? Gibson's the same way. You can go buy it. You can buy. I just looked at one today or yesterday, an SJ200, $6,600
Wow.
Canadian for a plain Jane J200.
Right.
Like it's a classic. It is the
It's a staple.
jumbo guitar of all time.
It's a staple.
Right?
Yeah.
$6,600.
Yeah.
You can buy.
You can buy
the Epiphone
right
for $1,200.
Yeah.
And you're goddamn near the real thing.
Well,
right?
because
Because
for whatever you're going to do, you're not functionally going to be able to tell the difference.
Right. Because these companies have found a way to use solid woods.
Yeah.
There's no more laminate in these guitars.
Yeah.
Laminate has now become a rarity that you never see laminate. Like all of the Recording Kings and all of the IBGs, they're solid wood. I have a Fender, the highest end Fender Dreadnought that they make down in the garage, which is going to be reviewed. Solid mahogany, back in size, and it is gorgeous. It's one of the nicest sounding Dreadnoughts. $1,100, right?
Yeah.
Like you never saw that before now.
Yeah.
Now everything's changed. So we have to be ready as guitar players and consumers to experiment with the whole palette.
Yeah.
Don't discount anything.
No. And it makes the Yamahas of the economy Yamahas of yesteryear, which will absolutely stand up to the new technology Coca-Bolos of today, because of the quality of the build. There's so many options. There's so many things to weigh. It's a really difficult challenge to pick and choose to see, do I want to get a more boutique-y build with the better materials,
right,
or do I want to go with a vintage, not lesser but more garden variety instrument, like a stock Yamaha. I'll call it stock.
Yeah.
But it's going to have pretty much the same sound.
Yeah.
Because the quality is meshing.
I don't know where that went. It's around here somewhere.
What are you looking for?
So I think I had it here the last time we did string theory. I bought an LL16M.
Oh yeah.
Remember that thing?
Yeah.
It's around here somewhere.
Yeah, it's in a case somewhere.
It's somewhere here. I put it away because I didn't want it hanging out in the with the temperature and the humidity change right now. And that in itself is a testament to how diverse the guitar, the materials and design are on guitars that we think of as budget instruments.
Yeah.
Buddy, an LL16 is no budget instrument.
No. It's a budget price.
It's a budget price, but it's made in a small, low. It's a small operation bench shop in China under Yamaha.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between the jobber shops in China that build like these guitars, like Bridgeport's, Eastman. They own hundreds and hundreds of shops and factories, right?
Yeah.
And these guys are building some of the best guitars in the world.
Yeah.
Yamaha owns their own. So that guitar is coming out of that shop, and they don't build mahogany guitars in that line. It was always rosewood. Now, I'm sitting here with a mahogany one.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like there's... everything is it's so
it's
easy.
It's a sliding scale that is hard to put your finger on.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like you just don't know what's going to come out next. But you know it's coming out of this massive pipeline of not only tremendous workmanship, but the history of the people who made the recipes. Yeah. Right? That's the key. The guys that started Yamaha, those recipes have lived until this day. So the guitars that are built in Hamamatsu, like my L56, that guitar was made by a single man, and he is carrying on the tradition. Like my Yeris, Kazuo, his recipes are in all those guitars, no matter whether they're built in Kani or built in the larger factory, right?
Yeah,
that's never happened before.
It's the genes that are being passed.
Genetics.
It's the genetics of the guitar that are being passed around. Yeah.
And put through this filter of incredibly precise electronic equipment that's building and making all the parts.
But
putting them together.
If they're doing that, it's the materials that are making the difference.
Yeah.
Right? And the Yamahas is like pedigree of construction and attention to the
Yep.
detail and the material.
As is
Right.
the Erie.
Yeah.
They're in the same boat, right?
They are.
They're both Japanese.
Yeah.
They've both been doing it for 80 plus years.
Yeah.
Like you just can't get around that, right? Anyhow, down the rabbit hole. But
Yeah.
okay, who's next? We got any
Oh,
more
yeah.
super chats before we head out of here?
Yeah, we got one from Jason Valcourt.
Jason, what can I do for you, buddy?
Jill is between me and the microphone now. Being? Oh my god. Dogs everywhere. She just put her tongue in my mouth.
Oh,
God. Yeah. What do you think about the Fishman Loudbox Artist or Mini for vocals? Are there better options?
It's not for vocals.
I would never use a guitar amp for
No.
vocals. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
They say you can do it, that it's designed for it and all that crap, but it's really just a gimmick.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to get if you need vocals, you need to carry like a Bose stick or some kind of a small sound system. I would only ever use my guitar amps for vocals if it was a dead last resort. That I had no fucking
like somebody
choice
had a gun to your
whatsoever.
head?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Because
and
it's
you were at a firing squad, you're going to die.
because
didn't care anymore.
secondarily to that,
Yeah.
vocal mics can tear the shit out of your speaker.
Yeah.
Right. If you put the wrong amount of pressure through that microphone, you can blow your amp up, and it's just not worth it.
Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's not designed for it. It's not going to sound right.
It says it is, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
So
That loud box, anything Fishman makes, is not designed to project your voice into a crowd.
no.
It's designed to amplify an instrument.
If you are talking about a small room with 20 to 30 people,
A hotel room.
you might get away with it.
Yeah, a hotel room
Other
with
than
two
that-
double beds.
Yeah, other than that, you're going to fry your speaker
Yeah.
trying to
Done.
cover anything else
Done.
bigger than that. Don't give a shit what size the amp is. There's no guitar amp.
If you're going to NERFA
yeah. If you're going
in the Catskills,
if you're going to sing
Yeah.
to a small group
yeah,
of,
in a hotel room,
if you're going to sing to a small group of gay cake bakers who are just
think you
having a
can say that
convention
anymore. Of
in a-
cake
in a
bakers.
small a cloakroom in a
a
hotel
cloakroom of
that
cake
has about like
bakers,
10 people, and they're just standing there and they're
a key of cake bakers.
yeah. Oh no, they have to be gay.
Why?
That's the
No,
part of
they
the
don't.
convention.
They don't.
Because they're not going to really listen to the music. They're just going to
No,
be,
1800 days says they don't have to be gay.
1800 what?
Days.
1800 days.
1800 days says they don't have to be gay.
1800 days.
It's a thing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's a thing.
I was trying to make a scene. It's funnier. Yeah, it is.
It's
Anyhow.
an irrelevant detail.
Have you ever been punched in the face live on YouTube?
Yes. Yes.
Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, the cloakroom.
Cake bakers.
Yeah, you can't do it.
It's not a good idea.
They might hear you, but that's about it. Yeah.
Cake bakers from
Yeah. Okay, next.
That is the end of the super chats.
Well, thank Christ for that.
Wow.
So the question is tonight.
Which one?
Are we doing 2 questions to give away the
No.
strap and then to give away the
No.
What?
what? Why?
2 questions.
The question. There's not going to be 2 questions.
Why
The
not?
first person to answer the question is going to win this strap.
Okay.
What about the second
The
person?
second person is going to just get on the list.
Yeah.
How
That's
many
it.
people are we putting on the list this week?
2.
That's it.
But the first person wins the
So
strap.
the first person in will
gets
win.
the strap.
Win the
This
strap
wicked-
and gets on the list.
Yeah.
And gets
they
on the
both
list.
get on the list.
So
the
this
first
is-
person gets
Just
the
gotta
strap.
make sure we're clear.
This is
Come on over and we'll give you the
this
strap.
is actually the strap that Dave uses now because I told him to buy it because I said buy it or I'm going to punch you in the neck, and he did, and he loves it.
What's the pattern on the front of it?
Yes.
I don't know, 18, 16, something. I don't know. Anyhow, Levy's.
It's a nice strap.
It is beautiful.
If you had one strap,
I've been using Levy's like my whole career. I can't remember a time I didn't have a Levy strap on. I don't know when this company started. When did it start?
Is it written on the tag?
1973.
do you know
So there
That-
you go.
that it was like a long time into my career in this business that I learned that Levy's was made here in Nova
Right
Scotia.
here. Yeah.
Because I just took for granted that
Oh,
people were making straps.
they also
But-
make my favorite case, Gator. They
Yeah,
own
Gator case.
That's I get one right there. I
Yeah.
love the best cases ever.
Gator case.
1973.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's 4 years after I was born.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Johnny
There
come
you go.
lately.
Anyhow,
That's a nice strap.
the question is,
Give me that strap.
what town in Nova Scotia is Levy Straps in?
Mm-hmm. The Highland heart of Nova Scotia.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. That's too big a clue.
No, it's
Only the people who are from there.
Yeah. That's a gorgeous
So that's the
strap.
question.
This
What
thing's never gonna
what
burn.
town in the
I'm gonna whip you with this later.
in the eastern part of Nova
I'm gonna
Scotia
spank you with the strap after the show.
is Levy Straps in?
Mhm.
They are a partner of ours. You know, I don't know if they want that kind of imagery. Jesus Christ!
that?
Well, I'm gonna snooze that one.
Yeah, make that go away.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
I got a bid
Oh,
You
for
didn't bid
next
yet?
month. No,
Goodness.
you have to help me.
Okay.
I can't.
Well,
bid
we have
alone.
some answers.
okay. Who's first?
Yeah. What is it?
Jim Waller says, a little town.
A little town.
A little.
Hey, Jim.
Jim Waller's number one, so he didn't get the right answer.
He wasn't
either,
first.
so-
I just saw it.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Right.
The first one with the correct answer is
Mm-hmm.
Ian McNeil. MacNeil, sorry.
Mac. Amazing.
Ian MacNeil.
Now, mind
that-
you,
that-
I should also make sure you understand that if you're already on this list, you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to win the strap.
Is Ian already on the list?
McNeil,
I don't think so.
I'm looking.
He's not on the list.
He is not on the list. Ian McNeil.
With Antigonish.
Yeah.
Ian McNeil. So you are the
Mac.
winner of the strap. So send me an email at jpcormier38@gmail.com with
Hotmail.
your mailing address. And you are now 41 on the list of the big grand
Number
grand
41.
prize. And you will where'd that go? Okay, so
right
that's,
here.
that's your strap
Right
right
there.
there. The Dave Gunning special, courtesy of Levy's leather straps in Antigonish, Nova
It's got the
Scotia.
Picto Paisley on it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. The other thing about these straps, and if you've never actually seen or held one of these are the most primo beef leather that you can it's just gorgeous.
Your guitar is not falling off
No.
of that thing.
This, you know, I was thinking about this today. It's really funny. You're giving away a Levy strap because that completely defeats the purpose of Levy strap, because once you have a Levy strap,
You never
you
need
never
another
need another
I
one.
know. I know.
So unless you're like me and I collect them incessantly, because there's plenty of them to collect.
Yeah.
This strap is a lifetime piece of gear, and you'll love it, and it's just fantastic.
You'll hate it the
So-
first time you try and put it on the guitar.
No, but you have to cut out the slots.
You do. But after that, it's never coming off.
Who's number
they're
two?
So
Who's
secure.
number
The
two?
second person might be there already. It's the winner from the first round, Blair Spinson.
Blair, I watched
Is
your
he already on
video
the list?
today.
He's not on.
Not on
yeah.
this list.
So there you go, Blair.
Well,
You're
they're
number
running.
42. We already. How's his last name spelled?
SVEINSON.
Yeah. There you go, Blair. You're number 42. You're back in the draw again.
Blair won the grand prize.
He did.
The
last
grand
time.
prize last time, yeah.
I
He
watched
did.
his video today about was it the Yamaha that you won, Blair? From the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on. So there you go, boys. There's string theory. We got
For November 2022.
Yeah.
yeah,
November.
October.
2022.
October.
November.
No, this is October.
No, it's
This is October.
it's January.
Jennifer. It's
February.
It's Smarch.
It's
February.
Marchuary.
It's Smarch.
Marchuary the 74th.
It's the 72nd of December.
Fucking,
Right.
fucking
That's the
Smarch
one.
weather.
Where was that from that we just saw that?
I can't, well, no, we talked about it for something.
I know we did.
Smarch.
That's why I said it.
Stupid Smarch weather.
July, October.
That's
So-
not nearly as good.
Well,
So
screw you.
we don't have any of the fancy shit to just get
Yeah.
the couple
Blah
of
blah
guys,
blah.
drinking,
Cheers.
fucking
Drinky
whatever.
drink.
And
Well,
drinky
Kenny says it's
drink.
from The
And,
Simpsons.
Hey, Ginger. Snow Plow King.
Snow Plow King.
Simpsons. There you go.
Mr. Plow, that's my name.
The Barney.
What name again is Mr. Plow?
King. Hog.
We
What?
love you. We'll see you. Well, no. Wait a minute now.
Wait.
Might as
what?
well tell you that, too.
Yeah. When are we back?
The next time that we're actually back,
Next
because
Wednesday.
of my incessant schedule, is the 19th of October. Don't miss this.
What?
Don't spill my beer.
Ow! Oh, that was a good one. Oh, did you see? That's real life right there. Look how pissed off he is. Right there. Look how pissed off he is. Right in the nurple.
I'm
How
gonna
was it?
Punch you right in the fucking
I
face.
can't wait.
No, yeah, you
No,
can.
we should film it. No, bring it.
No.
Right here. Come
He'd
on.
let me punch him, too.
I know, it'd be funny. When are we back?
I don't know.
19?
When are you back?
I don't know. Turn that camera off because I have to hit him.
Okay, let's go. Come
All
on,
right.
big boy.